And welcome to the Broome Coaches Corner Show. We got a few new props this week. This one's been in the background, but we're in a different room today. But we're going to go with the blue, Centurion blue football tonight, though. But we are joined by Broome head football coach Lynn Fleming. Well, Coach, were you aware Friday night pretty much what was going on in Union County, or did you find out after the game what the scenarios were and all?
No, we had somebody keeping us updated on the game. Was going on. So we found out in the fourth quarter. We were pretty sure it was it was a done deal. So we got to tell the guys right after the game. So it was it was good after after the way we played and not winning the game. It was a good surprise and a good feeling for those guys, knowing they was going to get to go out there for another week.
Well, I actually had somebody sitting in the press box next to me who was listening to the game in Union County, so we could keep up with the score there, though. And when it was close there for a while, but I think it ended up Union County got that 44th point there. That when you stop and think about it, that it all came down to the difference in playoffs was a field goal, 3 points.
Yep.
So
that's how close it was, between those three teams.
So again, and like I say, you can take a couple of plays from the whole season, and you could reshuffle the whole group anywhere from first to fourth. That's how close I think the region was this year.
Yeah, it was. It's every week. And you look at our, the team that won the region. You look at the close games they were in. They were in three very close football games, and so it's very, very competitive region, and you just have to show up and play every week, and hope to get a couple breaks along the way.
Well, again, I was actually talking to their athletic director after the game, and he was saying they were lucky to have won all three of the games they did, though. So the last three you were talking about there, though. So the team played well, I thought. Came out, played with urgency. Did a great job of coming back. And it was kind of interesting where you chose to defer to the second half. I think that was the first time this year on that.
Yeah, we're trying to do something a little bit different, and just give a little spark and go out there and play a little defense. And we were contemplating onside kicking the first kickoff there. So we just wanted to go out there and give our guys a chance to win a game.
And again, it worked out well because you came and got the first possession. I think the second half took it down and scored and went for that, so it did work out well. But I did learn something. I did know from information gathered here last week what the call was going to be, because we discussed heads or tails. And what is guys, what's the rule on that? Tails never fails. So I knew when we won the toss, I knew what Dylan called, and Dylan had said tails when I asked him heads or tails. So we were able to enlighten our audience with that one right there, though. But again, came down, where you had a chance, drove down with a chance to actually tie it late in the game, and had some misfortunes there and did not get it done, though. But again, you had to, it's like you lost the battle, but you won the war, because you lived to play another day, and everybody goes into this Friday night 0-0.
Oh, well, that's exactly right. And that's what we've talked about all week. All we have to do is get in. You get in, you have a chance. At that point, it's just going to be who's dialed in for 5 weeks. And the last time they won a state championship here at Broome, they won the number 1 seed. They started playing football well. Going into the playoffs, and they just caught fire and won 5 straight, and that's what
it's once recording right now.
I think it's very. We were excited going back to Powdersville. To be honest with you, we talked about at the end of the game in week 0 that there's a good chance that we were going to see this team again in the playoffs.
Wow.
And, so we knew that was going to be a possibility, and we're excited to be able to go back there and have an opportunity to play them again.
And again, that game right there, I know, it was like 2 different games. That first half, they couldn't stop you, and you're up double digits at the half, and it seemed like they came out and scored, got a couple of breaks and scored early and got the momentum. And then the fourth quarter, just it seemed like everything that went right for them, and it seemed like nothing went right for the Centurions then. So
It did. I think it was. I think we still had the lead going into the fourth quarter, and we're still playing well, and we've had some guys early on that were playing both ways, and cramps kind of took its toll, and we put some other guys out there to play, and did a good job for us, but we just didn't get it done. Wasn't able to finish the game.
And I noticed you had some guys in your secondary that were, I think, making their first starts and had some trouble with the receivers getting behind them on the deep ball right there. That there's maybe, I don't know if they didn't understand or kind of, it's hard to tell on film, but the speed of the receivers there and some stuff like that. And I was really impressed too. We've heard about that their running back, Williams, was, I talked to their coaches after the games being recruited by Penn State, but their sophomore quarterback really impressed me, that not only throwing the ball, but he turned out to be a pretty good runner too.
Yeah, he did, and that's the biggest thing we focused on all week, is making sure we have him accounted for, making sure he hands the football off. We feel real good front side. We're just going to have to make sure that when he does pull it, we got guys there that's forcing the play back inside and making the play at the line of scrimmage.
And again, I think in the first half when you were up, gosh, I think it was almost 2 touchdowns at the half there, though. You'd done a really good job of containing Williams, but when it came down to the point of, like you said, of having to play a lot of the guys both ways and them getting tired, then I think that's when he actually got his biggest plays, were late in the game when they scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. I remember of that game, though. So what, watching the film, what have you learned from that first game, and what do you think that they have learned from going back and looking at that first game playing?
Well, it's going to be 2 totally different teams. They're going to be in better shape. We're going to be in better shape. They still have some guys going both ways. Receivers, the running back goes both ways. The biggest thing that we've learned again is how important it is to make sure we're taking care of the quarterback when he does pull it. How we attack that. We feel real good about our scheme going into this week, what we're doing to take that away. Offensively, we feel good about what we did the first game, and we don't feel like we're going to see a whole lot different going into this week. So, we're just going to have to be patient, and they're going to give us a lot of stuff underneath. Corner's going to be playing 8-10 yards off, and we're just going to have to be patient and take it, and and be able to move the ball down the field, and have to play well up front. Their linebackers, he's a very good player. We got to make sure we get a hat on him every snap.
And again, they won all their games in the region right there too, though. But I would give the Centurions a little bit of a nod right there, that I think you played a much tougher schedule, possibly to get you to this point right now, though. That there are some pretty good teams they played, but just the non-conference games again with Robbinsville, with going up to Indian Land, and just a lot of these other games that you had to play, then get into the monstrous region schedule right there. That do you feel like that the team is well prepared for what they're going to see?
We do. We've been. At this point, we've been in a lot of close football games, and we've won some. We haven't won some. We haven't won. We've lost some, but we've been in those type of football games. And I think that's what. Hopefully at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. And those guys played a tough non-region schedule. I don't think the region schedule was quite as tough with some of the teams they played, and they really hadn't played a close game, towards the end of the season. So, we're hoping that plays, that plays in for us, because we've been in those type ball games, we played in those games, and now it's just time for us to go win them.
And the first time you played them too, that a lot of the guys were not playing both ways. I don't think that Braxton was not really playing as much on defense then. Dylan was not playing as much on those. Jameer was not playing as much right there too early in the season. And I think that, having some of your senior leaders on defense now has really, against the competition has really helped a lot too. So
yeah, it has. And, having those guys, just the leadership of those guys has made a big difference, having them on both sides of the ball. So, we continue. We've gotten better each week. Again, we're just excited about being able to finish Friday.
Okay. Well, what do you see as being the keys to getting the win this time? I told them, and we talked after the game right there too, I can only think back to very seldom in life do you get a second chance.
That's right.
But I remember a second chance against Woodruff paid off in the playoffs in a big way. I've already asked Mason what's the range on his field goals because the field goal won in this situation last time. They said get him across the midfield stripe and we'd be in business
Be in
right there.
range.
Be in range right there, those. I'm seeing somebody shake their head no. A couple of heads are saying no, though. But, it could come down to something like that, though. You never know. And it was kind of ironic with that whole situation looking back to that game to where Woodruff did a favor because I think y'all decided to go for it. Woodruff calls timeout, and the players talked you into kicking the field goal and won the game right there, though. So,
That's right.
But again, keys for this week in both ways.
Offensively, we just need to finish with points on the board. We need to be patient, take what they give us. Every possession needs to end in a kick, whether it be an extra point or punting the football down the field. We got to stay away from turnovers. We just don't need to give them short fields because they're good on offense. Defensively is just doing our job. To be honest with you, just being in position, doing what we coach to do. Defensive line, playing on the line of scrimmage, our linebackers, our second-level guys being in position to make the play, and especially, again, against the quarterback. When he pulls it, we got to be there to make that play and take them away from that. And what we want to do is force them to throw the ball, to be honest with you. I mean, that's kind of our plan going in. They got a couple good running backs, and the quarterback's a good runner, so we feel good with our scheme, and we think taking that away from them, doing a good job of taking that away it will limit their playbook.
Talk to us real quickly right now too about our two players of the week that we've got. That Braxton's now become a 3-time winner, 2 on defense, 1 on offense there. Had to play a new position, middle linebacker, had 10 tackles the other night. Yeah. And again, he's sitting there nodding right there. His head on that, though, that he was telling me last week about he was moving to the man in the middle right there, though. But what did you see on film with his performance?
Well, he, like you said, we move him to a new position, and poor old Braxton, we move him all over the place. He plays offensively. He'll be at H-back. He'll be at tight end. He'll be at receiver. He'll be at running back. On defense, he's played inside, outside. I think we played him at safety. We have him a little bit everywhere. And we just know, what he's capable of and what he can do. And the one thing that he's doing right now is he's finally got in pretty good shape. So he's given us his 100% on both sides of the balls and able to play the whole game. So, that's making us a better team with just him being able to do that.
Over on the offensive side, poor old offensive linemen, they don't ever get any respect and all. Nobody ever noticed them. They're like the Maytag man for the job they have to do. But DT Thompson is our offensive player of the week, though, from the offensive line. But just talk a little bit about the offensive line and the job he did the other night.
Well, all of our offensive linemen, I think we've had 3 guys win this up front. We've been able to run the ball. Finishing up this week, we should have about a 1,000-yard rusher, and a quarterback that's thrown for 3,000 yards. So, you got to give credit to the offensive line and what they've done and the work that they've done all year long. And DT, he's kind of stepped in for us the last few games. He started out playing defensive end and still plays some defensive end, but he's really kind of come into his own on the offensive line. And, this week he had a great week for us at tackle, and he's still learning, but he's getting better every single snap. And he really played a solid football game for us Friday night.
And you talk, and again, I just want to kind of made me think of that when you mentioned that the offense, a lot of the things with the offense, that Dylan probably will go over 3,000 yards. He only needs, I think, 50-something yards to go over that. But, he's got close to 800 yards rushing. He's in that neighborhood, 4,000 total yards.
Yeah.
You got along the same lines that Jameer with a decent game, he's going to go over 1,000 yard rushing.
That's right.
And you've got Braxton's, put some yards up there this year too, though. But just the numbers you put up on the offensive side this year just kind of, I was looking at them the other day on that, though, and just is kind of mind-boggling on some of that.
Yeah, they have. I mean, these guys have been, they've been pretty consistent on offense and what they do, and it's allowed. What it's allowed to do is spread the ball around. Carlos has had a good year for us out at receiver. Cam's had a great year for us out at receiver, and of course, throw Braxton in the mix. You got Zion on the other side, and who's done a good job for us. And it's kind of been a complete unit. It hasn't been. We've had some guys that's had some exceptional years, but it's been because of some of these other guys. Mm-hmm. And people can't just lock on to one guy because do a good job of spreading the ball around and getting the ball in somebody else's hand, and somebody else will have a big game. So, it's a fun offense to watch. It's a fun group. They've done a great job this year and just continue to put up points, and we're going to need. We're going to need them again this week and throughout the rest of the playoffs.
Well, they have been a fun bunch to actually broadcast and all and do them. And it's kind of been fun, too, to see the little things that people may not recognize, like these two downfield blocking for somebody like that, or blocking for each other, or the pancake blocks and all like that, that it's just been fun to watch these guys play all season long, though, that I'm kind of attached to them. I know you are, but I'm kind of attached to them too, though. So I was very, very happy to see them have another chance to come back, and this is money time now.
That's right.
Playing right here, though. So it looks like it's going to be a cold one Friday night.
Yeah.
The temperature is supposed to get down to 32, I believe, before the night's over with, though. I've already told Coach Tony and told him to relay on to Mike Johnson, y'all climb the ladder this week. I had to climb it last time, and I'm not climbing it this time there. So they have already been made aware of that they can go up the ladder this time, though, so that I will be inside. I'll tell them my equipment will freeze up if I go outside there, though. But good luck in the game tonight, and been a good season, been fun to cover. Look forward to seeing the Centurions. Now, who will the winner of this game play?
It's the winner of Wren. I can't remember if it's. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know it's Wren is kind of the team we've looked at a little bit. I can't remember who they're playing right offhand, but.
Well, I'm already making plans for next Friday. Wherever we're going to be, I'm already making plans on that and marked it on my calendar, though. But good luck. We look forward to talking to you after the ball game.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.